Hey everybody, Manal here with my post vertical sleeve gastrectomy 5-week update. So that's VSG gastric sleeve weight loss surgery. I had it done back on September 15th, 2016, a little over a month ago in Huntington Beach, California with Dr. Faze and his medical team out there. To get right into my stats, my highest weight was 260 pounds. My surgery day weight was 254 pounds. Last week I was 234.4 and today I was 233.8, meaning I lost zero point 0.6 pounds. Wompity womp. At least it's a loss, but I have to admit I was hoping it would be a little bit higher than that. Last week I had a really significant loss of about 5 pounds, but that was after a really rigid 2-week stall. So I was hoping I still had some loss in me for this week. But so I don't know. I think there could be some other feminine issues affecting that. Sorry for TMI, but so I'm hoping next week will kind of be a better indicator of where I actually am. So yeah, I had a pretty good week. There's nothing really too special to report. I'm still eating soft foods, which is going really well. I'm eating a little bit more. I noticed my calorie intake is a little bit higher. It's probably like 200 calories higher than it had been previously, which is, it's taking me up to 800, so it's not like a crazy amount, but it's still important to be careful. There hasn't been any really significant additions to my life. I did try some chicken this week in a chicken salad, which was not so bad, but it was quite heavy on my stomach, I have to admit, and it made me full so fast. So I'm probably going to keep that kind of minimal at this point. I went to Trader Joe's and bought a bunch of stuff that I was excited about, but I'm yet to try. I got some turkey burgers that I really want to try out because since the chicken was okay, I figured I would try that. I also got some, they have this awesome apple chicken sausage that I actually used in, I think probably most of you are familiar with Shelley's ricotta bake. I think I mentioned it before. It's like the go-to, like I've heard about it so much, and it's actually really good. Um, I'll put a link for it down below in case any of you haven't heard of it. But I just added some stuff to it, so it's basically like lasagna without the noodles, to put it lightly. So I added like some fresh herbs to the ricotta, cheese, and then instead of just putting marinara sauce and cheese, I sautéed the chicken apple sausage and sautéed it with onions and some fresh basil and put that in there too. And it was just like really delicious. Um, and just, you feel like you're eating something with flavor and with substance, and you almost feel like you're cheating, which, it is like, calorically liberal, let's put it that way. Like, it's a good amount of calories, but you feel it's like a really yummy thing to eat. Otherwise, the ongoing battle is water intake, of course. It's just making me so nauseous that even if I add lemon, it's making me nauseous. And so I've been buying vitamin water zero a lot, but I want to find another solution because I feel you gotta drink water at home. I can't just keep buying vitamin water. And Crystal Light, I can't even look at after my first week post-op for some reason. So I gotta find a solution for that. But otherwise, things are going pretty well. I can't complain. Been walking a lot, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything specific I wanted to mention. I don't think so, but I did kind of want to mention briefly about my experience being a self-pay patient. Just because, before I decided to get the surgery, I really looked for something about this topic in videos, and there's a very high chance that I just maybe didn't put in the right search terms and I didn't come across it, but I thought it could be helpful if anyone was wondering about the process. So, here in the States. Like I know a lot of people might go out of the States, like to Mexico or otherwise, to get it done, but I got it done here. And I wanted to talk specifically about the support aspect because most of the videos I see people are, in the Kaiser program or, some other weight loss center program. And that was not my experience. And so I just wanted to mention what I thought were like, some of the hindrances of taking that path or the positives or whatever. And obviously, I want to start out by saying that I'm obviously not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I have like no medical training, and I don't feel at liberty to like recommend someone take a certain path, but I just thought I would share what happened with me. So as I think I've mentioned in an earlier video, I had been thinking about weight loss surgery for many, many years. And about a year, maybe like 14, 15 months ago, I had gone for a consultation about this surgery, but just logistically it didn't work out. And so I had promised myself that in 1 year, if you don't get your business together and lose some weight, you have to consider this again. And lo and behold, I did not get my stuff together, and so I really thought about it. And it was kind of a really opportune time in my life. I'm a grad student, and I finished up my coursework, I finished up everything, and I'm writing my thesis right now. And I don't have a job yet. And so I was like, you know what? And I honestly have no idea where I'm going to be in the next 6 months. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be working internationally, or I don't know if I'm going to be moving, or I don't know exactly what's happening with me. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time to do this now. So, like I said, being a student, my insurance was pretty crappy, and they would not cover bariatric surgery, and it ended. My insurance happened to finish. And at that time, I signed up for another one, but within that program, I'd have to wait for God knows how many months. And I felt that I felt comfortable making the decision to do the surgery since I had done so much research, and I had really thought about it. It had really incubated in my mind for many years. It didn't feel impulsive. It felt natural. It felt like this was the time. So I was talking to a friend of mine who had actually just had the surgery, and she had told me she did it at this place in California, and her cousin had also done it there as well. At first, I wanted to do it here in Massachusetts, where I'm from, because it's obviously much easier and cheaper and whatever, but the costs here were just insane. I think medical care here is just really expensive, and some of even though there's great hospitals here, but I remember one of the places I called, and I was to pay out of pocket, how much would it be? And they were $60,000, which I'm sure is that's not a standard, but it's just at this hospital with their program. And I was like, oh, hell no. I don't have money for that, obviously. So I was like, okay. I mean, that was on the high end, but I'm like, I don't think Massachusetts is an option. So after my friend told me about the place in California, I looked into it. And it turned out she also had a family member that had done it there too. And I looked at the doctors, and I had a consult with them. And it was actually I felt really comfortable for whatever reason. And so they, I did a FaceTime. They had one of their information sessions, which I've gone to 2 or 3 of those here locally. But, they required it. So I attended via FaceTime. And I asked a couple questions, and the whole shebang. They required me to do a psych evaluation and a diet, meeting with the dietitian, which I think is pretty standard. And so I did all of that, and I had to kind of convince my PCP, my primary care doctor, just because she's also of the school of thought that you go through the program and you do it that way, and so she was a little weary, honestly, and that kind of made me a little nervous. But she kind of she's like, I want you to do it. It's just a matter of the method that I'm concerned with. But I, like I said, I did a lot of research and stuff, and so I felt comfortable. And she signed me off as being ready physically for surgery. And I think it was in my advantage, thank God, that I didn't have any comorbidities or anything like that. So it wasn't as risky, I guess. So yeah. And thank God I had the support of my family and stuff like that. to get it done. So yeah, so I made the decision to go out there, and so everything was booked within like a month. Um, I have to say, even though that was awesome time wise and all of that, but it was also really, really quick. I remember the last couple of weeks before surgery, I really kind of disconnected from everybody around me. I wasn't depressed or anything, but I just felt like I needed to come to terms with the reality of what was about to happen, like the change of lifestyle and the change of environment and just like the major changes. And I think that is the most important difference between being in a program and doing it the way that I did. I think the program really nourishes you and it gets you to the point where you can be ready and you feel ready. Like I have to admit, although I had done all the background stuff, I still, and maybe, I mean, I don't know if you ever feel 100% or like taking away the surgery fear and things like that, but I think that if I had been in a program, I would have been more supported. Like there was definitely questions I still had about like the details, and I think that if you were in one of those programs, you don't really emerge as much with those details. And the other thing is, I went on a very short pre-op diet, and I have to say, like I'm a person that responds a lot to accountability. Like if you're going to be checking my weight, I will be better on my diet. And I didn't have that close relationship with my surgeon, and so or the program there. So like, I lost only like 7 or 8 pounds or something pre-op, or not even, maybe just 6, before I went into surgery, which, most of the videos I see people have lost, 20 to 30 pounds before. And I don't think that's just about getting lighter, but it's like you're preparing yourself. You're in the frame of mind. You're making the choices. Like, for example, for me, I mean, I don't smoke or drink or anything, but Diet Coke was like my child. Like, I was so addicted to Diet Coke. Like, I never drink water and I just drank Diet Coke. And I had to cut it out cold turkey. And I mean, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, it's fine now, obviously, but there's just like my point is, it was. I feel like this. If you can go through that long program, it's definitely. It's just you feel more cushioned. Um, so yeah, like if anyone were to ask me now, like, would you have waited maybe? And or would you like if you had the option to wait or just go for it, which would you do? I would say definitely wait and go through the program. I think my life situation dictated me to take a certain decision, but in another situation, I would do it differently. But I mean, not to say that things are not going great now, but I do think that this is a process that it's not just physical. You're not just like, taking out 80% of your stomach. It's much bigger than that. It's emotional. It's a lifestyle. Your life changes, your lifestyle changes. And I think that, for us to be successful, we owe it to ourselves to have the support that we need. I mean, life throws you enough curveballs as is. We just because we decided to do the surgery doesn't mean that like real life is not going to continue. So, but anyway, thank goodness, so far so good, and everything is fine. Sorry, the computer thing just shaked a lot right there. Um, but yeah, so I just thought I would mention that just in case anyone had it on their mind or wanted to try it out, and I hope it was helpful in whatever capacity. And looking forward to my 6-week checkup next week, or check-in rather next week, and that's pretty much it. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week and a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.